Here's the Imperial Guard Army that I am offering to sell or trade. Here are the vehicles, and here's the infantry. I'll show you that the army is based around this Inquisitor, who was converted from a Reaper Mini. He's got his attendants, his assassin, his psychers with him. Command squad is an old Valhallan officer with a master of the fleet and some special weapons. Creed and Kell. Sly Marbo himself. This is my veteran squad here, heavily converted, using Kroot parts for barrels. All the guys are chipped up and have battle damage and junk around them. Here is one platoon. There's a command and two squads, and a missile launcher, heavy bolter. You'll notice that in the case of this guy and over here that I'm using Colonel Schaefer's Last Chancer models here and there throughout the Army. You see in the command group right here is a limited edition Cadian grenade launcher female. I've seen that model. It's pretty rare. Sergeant made out of tanker parts. Got a weapon team back there, 3 weapon teams rather, autocannons, scenic bases with sandbags and junk around them. The 2nd Infantry Platoon is here. You got a command group with assault weapons and a power fist officer, las cannon, heavy bolter, and here more Last Chancer. You got the Rocket Girl and her friend. He's got a flower shirt like a guy from the TV show MASH or whatever. We've got 2 units of 6 stormtroopers, 1 sergeant and 1 assault weapon in each one, although I found in the current rules that the Hell guns that they have are awesome, and with the AP3 are even better than the assault weapons, in my opinion. Moving on, I've got conscripts here. Notice they're painted as white shields, as per fluff. They've got white shoulder pauldrons or pads, whatever they're called. There's a lot of different heads in here. I tried to make them look like conscripts, so there's some Empire heads, some Bretonnian heads, a lot of unhelmeted guys. There's a Necromunda girl in there. Here's some snipers. I don't know if you wanted to use this sniper squad. You need to pull, lasgun guys from elsewhere, but there are 5 metal snipers, including the very rare Ash Waste Ganger, Necromunda piece there, and also Scopes or whatever, the guy from the Last Chancers. Got 6 metal Ogrins, 5 are the very old out of print ones, and this middle, the sergeant or the bonehead, is Nork Dead Dog. He is the Ogrin special character. Unit that's one of my favorite is the conscripts here. Again, heavily converted out of Necromunda, Guard, Last Chancer, and also Empire parts. You'll see that I got different models in there, catechins and stuff. There's a tank commander, but they're really awesome looking on the table. They definitely stand out as Penal Legion with their ragtag appearance. I've got some officers, a couple commissars, 3 of them, including Commissar Gaunt, special character model. And I have a preacher that's converted from an old Empire flagellant, and another look at Creed and Kell. They can be used as a standard bearer and a regular officer, or as themselves. And one last look at the command squad. This is a master of the fleet or something. He's a Mordian repainted to match the Codex picture of the officer of the fleet that gives you the orbital strike things. So again, one last shot of the infantry. I don't know how many are there. I think like 150 or so, but I don't really remember. Looking over at the vehicles, now here I've got 2 Chimeras. All the turrets move, and the guns. Well, that gun doesn't go up and down. This heavy bolter here is a conversion, as is this plow in the front. Notice the vehicles have tasteful battle damage on them, not crazy, but you know, so they don't have that new rolling off the factory look. My vehicles all have green lenses to contrast the red color. This Hellhound, the turret moves, and this is the old metal Hellhound. What's interesting about this one is it has these armor plates that were scratch built, and they hang on these pins. So these armor plates on the side, they can come off. I'm not sure why you'd want to take them off. They look really cool on there, but they represent the extra armor that Hellhound has over the Armor 10, which is the side, I believe, of Chimera, given the same hull. Two Leman Russ battle tanks. The turret turns. Cannon goes up and down. Las cannon moves. The sponson heavy bolters also work. On these, I've modeled extra armor on the fronts. And this one, lacking sponsons, I've modeled extra armor on the sides. You can see that I've painted the white insignias to go with the Army color of black, white, and red. I got 3 Sentinels here. 2 armored, 1 not. These are metal. The tops of them are. So these are the old metal ones from the Armageddon campaign years ago. These interesting vehicles were converted from toys, but this is a Basilisk with an armored compartment. It is modeled WYSIWYG with a cannon and a heavy bolter on the front. Never had any problem using that anywhere, and I really like this model as my Demolisher, or not Demolisher. What is it? I forget the name of it, but the Leman Russ with the big cannon on it that throws out the big pie plate. But this I'll remember it as soon as I turn this off. The sponsons work on this. This is modeled with extra armor, same battle damage, so you can see in concert with the other vehicles, they do fit just fine. As a bonus, I've got 3 based mortars, so those mortars can be crewed by some of the conscripts or other minis that you may not be using. But in total, I've got oops, guy fell over here. You've got 3 men in a platoon with a command. You've got 2 units here in a platoon with a command. You may also notice that there's squad markings on the shoulders of everybody. So this is squad 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And then these guys have this stylized A symbol on their shoulder pads as the Armored Fist Squad. So they typically go to battle in that Chimera as an Armored Fist Squad. And then this Chimera, I usually put the Ogrins in it or a Command Squad. As a bonus, although I'm not excited to sell it and it's certainly not going to go cheap, this is a handmade Baneblade that I've had in my Imperial Guard collection for, I want to say, 12 or so years, back when the vehicle design rules came out in White Dwarf many years ago. But this Baneblade is built out of German model tank parts and all kinds of sprues and scratch-built components. This was probably hand-built around the time that there was only an armor-cast Baneblade, like pre-Forge World. So this is a really old piece that's been in my collection. You can see it's painted, weathered, and looks pretty battle damaged. But this vehicle, this sponson works. These heavy bolters turn. These do not. These are locked in place. This heavy bolter here, this swivels. So a number of the weapons move on this. I replaced the fuel drums with nuclear reactors, including armor cast radiation symbols. It's got the Baneblade commander guy that I added later. So this is, I'll give you a wider shot. This is the entire army, Imperial Guard. I don't know how many points. It would come with a codex if somebody wanted it. And I guess, and I'm not including the Baneblade, but I guess this army comes about 2,500 points maybe. I easily field 2,000, and I don't use all the stuff. So somebody would have to points it out, but I don't know. This is everything that I can think of, and hope you enjoyed looking at it.